Okay, guys, thank you so much, Harry, for that. Can you hear me now? Can somebody give me a thumbs up? If you can. Oh, great. Yay. Shall we? You guys, I told you before, I am not the tech person here, okay? I am so glad. This is exactly what it is. Now, I just used a really great chat about me being the local weather girl, and I am not going to be able to repeat that. But you know what? It's totally okay. So here we are. Rise and shine, Pembina Valley. I'm so excited you're here with us this morning. So I did share my screen. I talked about how it's minus 21 and it is ridiculous cold. But that's okay because by Thursday it's going to be +1 in Winkler anyway. I don't know anywhere else, but in Winkler. So guys, that's very exciting. I am so excited about the lineup we have today, you guys. I have some very wonderful guests, and I've got someone here who is towards the end of the show. We're going to talk to her, and she's bringing people together from all around the world doing something really cool. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But guys, first, we're going to talk to Harry from Siemens Says. He's going to give us an ag report. And I do see I'm glitching. So if I am glitching for you, I apologize. It should fix itself kind of in the next little minute here or two. But remember, I'm not the tech person. I didn't turn on my mic when I started. Okay? All right, here we go. Good morning, Harry. Uh-oh, now I can't hear you. Hold on. Uh-oh. This is not good. Go ahead, say something, Harry. Nope. This is all tech. I'm gonna kick you out and come back in. Can you do that? Okay, sounds good. I'll remove you. Kick him out. Kick him from the studio. There we go. Okay, perfect. Let's see if he comes back in. Well, guys, while we're waiting for Harry, let's just see if we can get Ralph. Let's see if we can get your sound going here. Let's see. Are you ready for this, Ralph? Give me a up if you're ready to go. Let's see here. Hold on 1 second. Wow, what's with all the tech stuff this morning? Guys, it's Monday. That's all it is. That's totally all it is. Here we go. Let's see. Good morning, Ralph. Can you hear me?
Good morning, Maria. I can hear you. Can you hear
me? Yay! I sure can. We're good to go. Welcome here this morning. I'm so glad to have you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm sorry I have to bump Harry. Harry's an old friend of mine, but I'm sure you'll figure things out. This is very interesting, and I'm really pleased to be able to join you.
Good. Well, thank you so much. So, Ralph, tell us a little bit about about yourself. You are the RM of Morris, correct?
I am the Reeve of the rural municipality of Morris.
Perfect.
And we are located north of Winkler, Altona. We're pretty large municipality. We're about 24 miles wide by about 18 miles north-south, and that's what we are. And we have some major communities. Rosenor, our major community. Low Farm, Burling, Albany, and Sewell. That's us.
Awesome.
And Riverside. So.
Oh, and Riverside. Cool. Okay, so tell us what's going on in your communities that we should know about. Like, I mean, there is so much stuff going on behind the scenes. A lot of people think that due to COVID, there is nothing, that there's just nothing to do, there's nothing to see, that kind of thing. Tell us what's going on in the RM of Morris.
Well, I think it probably isn't a surprise to anybody in Winkler or Altona, but our business community, which is largely located in Rosenor, we have a pretty significant industrial park, and the activity continues. They're looking for workers. Everything is almost as though COVID wasn't a reality, except, of course, that they take extreme precautions to protect their employees. So I think the good story for us and other communities, I think, in southern Manitoba is that business continues, agriculture continues. So, I mean, that's the really good story when it comes to, how people in our communities, our young people in our communities are able to interact, are able to find activities. That's another challenge.
Right. That is another challenge. But going for walks with friends is still a thing. So, absolutely.
Well, that's what you can do. And up until this morning, we had great weather to do that. Today, I'm not so certain. But
right.
People, I believe, are adjusting, are managing really well.
I believe so. I believe that as well. Absolutely. I think that people are adjusting. Like you said, up until this morning, we have had perfect weather. So we have been walking and walking and walking and just finding different places to walk. So if you were to go for a walk today in a place that you just absolutely love, where would you walk?
Where would I walk? Well, I would walk in Rosenort. Rosenort has a little walking trail. It's beautiful in the summer. It's beautiful in the fall. It's not bad in the winter if the weather is agreeable. So that is what I would recommend for people to take advantage of it. It starts at the park, at the Westfield Park, and then it goes along the little river. I mean, people might be surprised that there's a nice little river that kind of works its way through the community, and so that's my recommendation.
Wonderful. See, me and my kids, I have two toddlers. I have a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old. So we are outside every single time we can go. And we've been adventuring, going and finding different trails than what we would normally walk. So that it's very stimulating and still gives us excitement. So Rosenort is on our list now, for sure.
You absolutely must. It is the gem of our municipality. Of course, the Low Farm is a great community, Sperling, Albany, but really, you got to check it out.
Absolutely, we will. Well, thank you so very much for coming on here this morning, Ralph. It has been a pleasure chatting with you, and I look forward to talking to you in the future as well.
Well, Maria, I would love to talk again. I'd love to talk about our municipality. I'm very pleased, very proud to be able to represent our community. It's a great community, hardworking, thrifty, industrious people. We are really pleased. We're really proud of all of our communities and all our residents, and it's a pleasure to be a representative and to manage the affairs in the Arm of Morts. Thanks, Maria. Let's do it again.
You're welcome. Absolutely. Anytime. We'll talk to you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Well, guys, this is going really well this morning, isn't it? That was really great chat. I really enjoyed that with Ralph. I've never actually met Ralph until this morning. So I really enjoy talking to people and hearing where they're from and all those kind of things. So that's really exciting. Guys, we've got some other shows in the works here. We've got our Evolution Green Works show. Our host, Lorena Mitchell, she is fantastic. She is the owner of Evolve Green. .ca. EvolveGreen.ca is where you can find her, but she's the owner of Evolve Green, and her and I have had some great conversations, and it's working out really super well. And guys, she has a show coming up. I believe it'll be on Wednesdays at 8. So you'll have to check that out. Now remember, every time that we air a show here, so right now we're live on YouTube and we're live on the Facebook page. So if you are not able to go on the Facebook page, you can always go on YouTube and check that out. And all of our episodes, so once they've been aired, are all on our website, which is mbnewsandsports.com. And it's all going to be archived there. So you just find the little place where you want to watch your favorite MBNS TV shows. So that's always really exciting. So I'm just going to play a little clip here from Lorena's show, which is coming up on Wednesday evening. So stay tuned.
Dawn Walker. And Dawn Walker is with Kinetic Energy. And they're doing some really exciting things with hybrid solutions for off-grid applications and storage. I'm going to turn it over to Dawn. Dawn, can you tell us a little bit about what Kinetic Energy is doing?
It is very exciting to hear Lorena and talking about kinetic energy and those kind of things. Guys, I didn't ever think that I thought of solar panels or solar energy or anything like that before when I started talking to her. She is actually incredible. So I have not, had anything that is so exciting in the past with solar panels. So she taught me that even as a renter, I can actually invest in that and use that for something like a power outage or things like that. So make sure you tune into her on Wednesdays, okay? On Wednesdays at 8 p.m. I think that's the time. Don't quote me because this is Monday and apparently all the things that have gone wrong this morning have gone wrong. So we're just going to go with that, right? Guys, I have a really exciting guest here with me. Her name is Joan, and I'm not going to say her last name until she tells me how to say her last name. But guys, we're going to talk to her really quickly here, and she is going to be fabulous to chat with. I am very excited for this. Joan, hello.
Hey, good to be with you this morning, Maria.
In all the gong showness, isn't it fun?
No problem. It's how it goes.
It sure is. Well, welcome here, Joan. Tell me how to say your last name.
Van Der Linde.
Van Der Linde.
Correct.
There we go. Excellent. Okay, so that's not as hard as I thought it might be.
No.
So good. Joan, I got a message one day in my inbox saying, you have to check this out. This is really amazing. And I went on your Facebook Live. Tell me, you're singing Christmas carols on your deck.
Crazy story. But Maria, can I quickly say one thing? I was really thrilled to hear Ralph, but I have to say something. We have better trails than they do here in the town of Morris. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Anyways, it's not. It's all about the quad trails. It's not as manicured as Rosenort, but it is all along the river. Anyways, back to your question.
Awesome. Okay, so we'll talk about the trails at the end. Let's do that.
Yeah, perfect. So
great.
Crazy story.
Yes.
So crazy story. I've been, as a COVID kindness project, I've been baking bread just on a side thing. I've been baking bread for people since March 23rd. So I'm always thinking of ways to bring joy into people during this COVID time because people are so heavy with all this craziness, right? So then I was thinking about what I could do with Christmas coming, and I saw that the temperatures were like super nice. And I thought, well, how about I just sing for my neighbors on December 1st, just to kick off the December month, and sing for my neighbors and those. That's how it started. And so a friend of mine from St. Jean, she said, well, why didn't I do a Facebook Live? I said, no, I don't want to do a Facebook Live. I'm intimidated by Facebook Live, and I don't want to do that. About maybe an hour before, I just was convinced to press that little button and press Facebook Live, and she would be my one viewer.
Yeah.
And that night, I think that video now is at, I don't know, over 4,500 viewers or something. Like it just was insane. Goodness. And then I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, I guess I need to do this. So then I just started doing it every night, and December 3rd is like over 11,000 viewers or something. And this is my theory. We are in such an abnormal time that Christmas carols, they touch a normal somewhere deep inside, that nostalgic place that we all have. And when it comes to Christmas, and this is touching that spot. And I honestly, like every day, Maria, I'm shaking my head about this story.
You're just shaking your head. You're like, I don't know what happened here. I don't know what's going on, but it's working.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's working. And every night I am now, so every night now, because I have 2 bread baskets on my lampposts. So I bake 4 loaves of bread. And so now the people that walk by and the people that come, there's 4 loaves of bread, and they can each take a loaf of bread. And I'm at 422 loaves or something since March 23rd. So it's kind of now these 2 kindness projects are kind of coming together, which is super exciting. And kids are just excited to come. And there's kids dancing on the street to my Christmas carols, and everybody's being super respectful of, the restrictions that we're under. There's cars every day. There's people walking. There's people singing along from a distance. I can hear them singing along. And it is, honestly, it is just a blast, because I've loved caroling ever since I was like a little girl. And I just think it's just the funnest thing.
It sure is. And you have such a great personality for it. So it really is. You have such a great personality, and you are just so welcoming and so warm. So I really appreciate that. That's really wonderful. And it's lovely
Thanks,
to see
Maria.
somebody
Well,
else.
here's the other thing. I think it's because I don't really like, if I do something crazy and people think it's crazy, I don't really like, it doesn't really.
Okay.
So like, people can shake their heads at what I'm doing now, and honestly, it is now is the test with our temperatures. Like last night, I couldn't take my keyboard out last night, so then I just did it a cappella, and that's truly what caroling is, anyways. It's doing it a cappella.
That's right.
So yeah, you just got to switch it up. And I had some friends drop off some heaters, so that helps, like the propane fire pit, and so totally fun.
That is really fun. Joan, I just loved it, because for me, I loved watching the live and just being like inspired. And you're right, it does hit something normal in us. So yeah, so okay. So that is wonderful. I'm very excited to keep watching you. Where can people find you? If they're online, where can people find you? Just your regular Facebook page?
Yeah, I've set it to public, but I have, so Joan Van Der Linde, and and it's a Facebook Live every night at from 6:30 to 7. And I mean, some people are friend requesting me, and I'm just accepting it but I'm not sure exactly how the settings go and all that. But anyways, they can find me and they can friend request me, and yep, they can watch me.
Awesome. That sounds wonderful, Joan. That sounds great. Now tell me, you said that there's a walking trail that I should check out in Morris. Tell me, where is that walking trail? Where's the best one that I can start with?
So this is my personal thing. I've entitled it the Bridge to Bridge River Walk. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
So from the bridge on the north side of town, you can just park on a street there and just walk towards the river. Okay. And there's quad trails either going to the east or going to the west. And they are beautiful. Like, I do this every day. Every morning I do this. And it is just, you feel like you're in another world. Like within 3 minutes of being in town, you're in this beautiful world. And it's just so awesome being in nature. So anyways, I have to say, like the trails that Ralph was talking about, they are groomed and they are properly paved and all that. And I do love those trails as well. My parents live there, so I know those trails. But here, it's kind of rougher because the quads make the trails, but it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. But it's an awesome way to get out and get your exercise and everything in. That's fabulous. Joan, thank you so much for coming on.
Totally.
I would love to have you on again one time, because you are just such a joy to talk to. So I'll message you about that.
I would love to do that.
Fantastic. Good. All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, Maria.
You betcha. Absolutely. Well, thanks for coming on.
Take care. Bye.
You too. All right, guys. So that has been just a wonderful, wonderful little snippet here. You guys go check out her Facebook page, because it has been fun listening to her play the keyboard on the deck in the cold with the Christmas lights and sing the Christmas carols. It is really cool. But guys, all right, let's move on here. We've got Harry back. Let's take a look and see if he can give us an ag report today. Okay, Harry, let's have it. Let's see if you are on.
Can you hear me?
I sure can. Yay!
I could spend a whole hour telling you what happened to me when something clicked here. But anyway, quickly into agriculture. Couple of things. Number one, we've got a debate going on Twitter, and it has to do with the food professor. He's a fellow from a university down east, and another reporter from Saskatchewan. They did an article that said the doubling of wheat prices is what has shot up the products in the bakeries.
Okay.
And it hit AP, Associated Press. It went viral, and farmers have been absolutely upset because the wheat prices have not doubled, and they found out that they used some graphs in markets that were not applicable to Western Canada, and yet we grow all the wheat in Western Canada. So they came down pretty heavy on farmers making all this money, and because the wheat prices have doubled. Not true. I'm going to be talking to some people today I've got a great following, and I can get some pretty quick answers. And so that's the one issue. The other, I think last week we talked about the warm weather and cattle being good for the cattle producers. Well, things have turned around the other way. But this is normal. Now this is normal, right? Minus 21 is almost normal for this time of year. And so the cattle producers had a great break. Feed costs, not only the cattle performed better, and if they happen to be calving at not so much this time of year, but all of that is better. But now we've got the reality set in, minus 20, so they're back to that. The other thing I want to talk about today, and that has to do with the carbon tax plan by the federal government. $170 a ton by 2030, but the increases will start. And the gas, it's going to add at least 30 cents a liter to gasoline as well. And so the carbon and the carbon price, we already have $15 a ton. They want to move it to 170, like a high, and it's going to make us totally uncompetitive in the world market. If that happens. And so, and then they've got another plan coming in right behind it, the real fuel plan or whatever it may be. I had it all set up nicely, and then my computer crashed. When you told me, when you switched, my computer crashed. Boom, boom.
Of course. That's this morning, right?
Exactly. So I had all of that sitting there, but at the same time, with the Biden presidency coming closer and closer all the time, and with Trudeau, I think we're going to see some things that, we hear a lot about COVID now, but we're going to hear at every turn that we cannot do this or that, or we're going to destroy the environment. And so the taxes are going to come and come and come under Trudeau and also under Joe Biden in the United States. It's, I'm all for the fact that we need to look after our climate. But in order to take this kind of tax grab because of mismanagement at the federal level is absolutely, I won't even use the term that comes to mind. and I'm not a swearing person, but at the same time, it's a heck of a load. Let's put it that way. And so, it's and then, just before, I'm glad my computer worked, that at 9 o'clock, I did an interview with a Brian Garrison from Nova Scotia. And I was on a webinar last week called Vertical Farming. There's people in the world that want to turn all of our land into vertical farming. That means you go up instead of on the land. And it's all indoors. It's all, no kidding.
Indoors.
They've indoors. And so, and great guy. I met Brian on this webinar from the Middle East, Eastern Nova Scotia. The webinar was from the Middle East. I got connected via LinkedIn, and I learned something brand new. I mean, in the Middle East, they're building these higher, towers. They're actually called towers, right? And it's, and he's building one in Nova Scotia. He's going to start and it's going to take money. It's going to take employment and so forth. So I can only say that much about it now because I just did the interview, but it's interesting. We'll see where it all goes. So it's right now things are just happening, and for next week I'm going to have another story, if we're doing this next week, another story about how they're raising vegetables inside greenhouses in Churchill successfully.
Wow, that is very exciting. And that would be really wonderful because the cost of vegetables and fresh food is astronomical there. So
totally. And they, with the railroad being out for over a year back, they couldn't even get them. They had to fly them in. And so a lot of times, so this is a really good story. I did an article when they started out 3 years ago, and it's a company called Grocer, Grocer. And we'll have the webinar tomorrow, and I'll have more for you next week.
Awesome. That sounds really wonderful. I look very forward to that. So I'll see you same time, same place. Well, maybe earlier.
Every time. I know what I have to do. I've got to clean off my hard drive and reformat it. So that's my job for today.
Got it. You're good. And I just have to turn on my microphone in the first 2 minutes of the show. How about that?
Click. You know what? Click the button. Click.
Click it. Click it. That's it. Thank you, Harry. It's always a pleasure.
Have a great week.
You betcha. You too. Guys, that is always a lot of fun. I love that I'm not the only person who had such tech issues this morning. So I just love that it's just not just me, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing to have others. It makes you feel normal, right? So that is awesome. All right, I'm going to see you in a few seconds here. After this commercial break, we're going to bring on Karina Bueckert from Winkler here, from the city of Winkler. We are going to talk about a really cool initiative that has just come out. See you in a couple seconds. Good morning, Karina.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I am fabulous. How are you doing?
Awesome. I'm good. I am well.
Good. And you're staying warm?
Yes, benefits of working from home, right?
Mhm.
I don't have to go out. My husband had to start the Jeep this morning before going to work, and I was like, sucker.
Yeah, sucker. Not me. Wonderful. Karina, well, thanks for coming on with me here and sharing some stuff with me. You are on the City of Winkler Council, is that correct?
Yes, I am. Yep.
Yes. Awesome. Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe the role that you play there?
Sure. I work for Innkeepers, which is an umbrella company. So I do the sales and marketing for 6 hotels in Manitoba and Alberta. And on top of that, I am in my first term as a city councillor for the city of Winkler. So I got almost 2 more years left. So
awesome. Well, that is very good. That's very cool. So tell me about this latest press release. Tell me about this newest, initiative for small businesses in the city of Winkler.
Our city, I wish that people would realize I hope that people realize how special it is. I mean, I have the privilege, I've said this for years, I have the privilege of working in so many different communities and working with so many different places, but this community really is special. And the fact that a bunch of business owners, they came together and they were like, you know what, COVID's hit so many small businesses and how can we help? Because not everybody has been impacted financially as much as others. And so we have quite a few amazing businesses that came forward and they said, let's do something to pick these guys up, because it is all full circle, right? And so where we pick up somebody will need to be picked up at another point in life. And so our community is just amazing that way. And so a bunch of business owners came together and they decided they wanted to do something. So they contacted the city, and our amazing mayor, Martin Harder, got together with them as well as with the chamber, and they came up with this new program. And we are all in support. We're very excited about it.
So exciting. It really is. I love that we do have such a giving community. We really do.
Yeah,
absolutely. And that these businesses, like you said, some are not hurt as financially as others have been. And so therefore some businesses are allowed to remain open, the other ones are not. And so it is always, and small business has a really close place in my heart. So I wasn't able to open this year either. And that is just the thing. It's like, it's what you do, what you do, right? It's you kind of make it work. Thank you. But it's just something that we have to pivot with. We have to figure out different ways to do things, and that's okay, right? Yeah. So I love that. I love that you're sharing about that. And I agree. We have an amazing mayor. I really do agree that. So very much so. And he's a very big advocate for small businesses. So that is great.
Absolutely. I think it's a huge benefit to a community when your council comes from a small business background and business background. They have a different mindset, right? And so Martin has owned many businesses. He's run a lot of different businesses, and most of our council are small businesses owners, right? And so it's been a really great opportunity for us to come together that way.
Awesome. That is really wonderful. Well, thank you so much for sharing about this. Is there anything else that you want to share that's going on in the community that you know about?
Oh no, first of all, just huge props to everybody for stepping up. I mean,
Yeah.
this whole Be Kind movement, no other community is doing it like we are, you guys. Like we're doing so well, and like where we can pick somebody else up, do it. It's so
Yes,
awesome.
absolutely. It's the smile behind the mask, right? So
Right.
absolutely. Everybody still sees your eyes are smiling.
That's right.
So
That's right.
definitely.
That's right.
I did talk about, I think I did a Women in Business episode where I mentioned that one year I watched a lot of America's Next Top Model, and Tyra Banks taught me how to smize. So, smile with just your eyes. So
See, you taught me something Monday morning. You taught me something. I had never heard of that term.
You can just smile with your eyes. That's all you need.
Oh.
So, wonderful. Well, thank you, Karina. I really appreciate you coming on, chatting here with me. And thanks for sharing that. We love Winkler. We love this community. And we love to see what's going on here. So thanks.
Awesome, for sure.
Talk
Thank
to
you.
later. Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. So speaking of Women in Business show, where I talked about, the American Idol, I believe it's this next episode where I talk about that. But Tyra Banks teaching me how to smile. Just smile with your eyes. We're going to do on Thursday night at 8, we have a new Women in Business show coming up. And it is going to be with Lorena Mitchell of Evolve Green. So you see, she has her own show, but she also came on my show and was able to talk to me about all kinds of really neat green initiatives, green things that you can do for your home, solar panels and all those kind of things. It's delightful. So guys, I want to make sure that you understand that so that you can tune in on Thursdays at 8 p.m. And remember, all of the episodes are archived. So that means that they're on our website, mbnewsandsports.com. You can go find the Women in Business and then click on there and watch the episodes. My last episode with Candace from Pure Anada was fantastic. So she really showed us a little tour of the plans and stuff like that as well. And we just had a great chat. It was wonderful to see where people come from and why they do what they do, right? So that was really exciting. Now, okay, so I know that you guys probably missed all of the, what you may call it, in the morning, the weather and stuff like that. But I did show it. I just didn't talk about it because my mic was off, but that's it. You guys, we're going to be back here with you on Monday morning at 10 a.m. here. And I'm not sure if I have a farm show coming up on Thursday either, but we'll let you know. We'll put it out there on the Facebook page. So thank you guys for joining me here today. Thank you so much for coming on the live. I want to thank all of our sponsors here. I really, really do. Our sponsors are fantastic. And without them, of course, we can't do these shows. So thank you to the Pure Anada Boutique. Thank you to Fabricland Winkler, Oleg's Electric, Core Fitness, Pembina Physiotherapy, Investor Smarts, Evolve Green, and Wolfe Enterprises. And if you have an idea for someone to come on the morning show from the Pembina Valley or, excuse me, for an event or anything else that's going on, excuse me, you guys just let us know. Reach out to us at news@mbnewsandsports.com. And again, you can find just me on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram under Maria Fraze and connect with me there so we can have a chat whenever you want to. And guys, thank you for joining me here this Monday morning. It has been delightful, despite all of the glitches, despite all of the technical issues. And just bear with me as we have just such a great time here. I don't think it's ever a bad thing. So have a great rest of your day. And we are going to see you guys Monday. But talk to you later.
why go solar? It's not just for the environment, although that is a great reason. Did you know that when you install your new solar plant, you are only paying 7 cents per kilowatt? That's right, 7 cents! Solar is now cheaper than buying electricity, 25% cheaper than buying it from Manitoba Hydro. Going solar is different from any other investment you will make in your life, as you will retain the value on your roof. Solar does not depreciate like other investments do, and unlike a GIC, your investment will start paying you from day one. And when you choose to sell your home, well, you will get the cost of the solar back, as this investment rarely depreciates. When choosing solar, look for high-end products like microinverters with 10 to 25-year warranties. Make sure your installation is done by a professional. We are Evolve Green, and we are celebrating 12 years in the industry and can help you put your roof to work for you. Ask also about your options like battery backup for when the grid fails, and how about solar heaters to get rid of snow buildup? Are you a farm or a business? Did you know that your solar is a 100% tax write-off? Yes, that's right. You can write off all the cost for the solar in the year you purchased it. This is a perfect investment for any business. In Manitoba, the portion a resident customer sells to Hydro is also a tax write-off in the first year. Farms pay no PST on solar systems. We build, design, and supply the best in solar power for both on and off the grid. For experts you can trust, call or email Evolve Green today. 1-866-5-EVOLVE or support@evolvegreen.ca.